Hi guys, how you going? Thought I'd do a quick update on my annealing machine. It's been a while since the last update. Do apologise for that. I'm trying to get this thing moving a bit quicker now that Christmas and New Year and Australia Day and all that's been done and everyone's back at work. So should be able to motor along and get these things finished relatively quickly. That's the goal anyway. Since the last update, we've done specifically these guides. That's one of the biggest updates or additions. So as you can see, the guides are now fitted. These are just test guides. They are no means finished and no means pretty. I mean, you've got cut washers and screws and all sorts of crazy stuff going on there. I've also recessed the ejection pin right down in the middle there, so it's not coming into contact with the cases as they drop down. So that's working really well. These guides will be adjustable. They will go in and out and up and down and all sorts of things, so we can actually fit different size cases within the guide space. I mean, if we're trying to run, you know, a decent sized case, you want to make sure that you've got enough gap. If you're running a really small case, say like a 17 Hornet or something like that, you want to make sure the gap's relatively small so that the cases are dropping down neatly and concisely every time. At the moment, I've got some 308, plenty of 308. I've been just running it through the system there. Give you a quick demonstration of the cases flowing. System does a quick reset. And off she goes. So as you can see, cases are feeding pretty well. The only issue is that we've got a situation where the cases are actually settling on the feeder rollers, probably about 10 mil out from the ejection pin hole there. We want to make sure that they're feeding to the same place every time, simply because we're going to have a flame right about here, and if the flame's blowing that way, we want to make sure that the necks and mouths, case mouths, are all being cooked at the same time, same space, all that sort of stuff to make sure that they are annealed properly. So I mean, it's feeding pretty well. I'm quite happy with how it's feeding. Just a couple of little niggly things like that to work out. Make sure that the guides are working a bit better. Fix a burner bracket here so the flame can be attached. We've got a couple of burners on their way. We're going to test and run. I mean, worst comes to worst, you can sit your Bunnings burner right there with your trigger on it. Pull the trigger, set it up on a constant burn, and just let it go. So you can still do it. I mean, I'm almost ready to anneal these cases now. I won't be annealing these ones, but I've got a set of 204 Norma cases that I want to anneal, and they cost a lot. So this machine could well and truly be worth it in the long run. Now, just to give you an idea, I've got my other set of feeder roller and annealing rollers. So basically, it's the same design as the one that's actually affixed to the machine. As you can see, it's just a lot longer. So if I grab let's grab a 300 Win Mag case here, and we hold it up, you can see it sticks out a lot. Hold it on there, and it doesn't. It's really, really good. So the 300, the only problem is I haven't got the sizes quite right. As you can see, if I just grab that, grab it there, you can see it's not quite the right size. It doesn't fit quite as nicely as I would have liked. So we need probably a bit more length. A bit more width in the hole. That's a 300 Win Mag case. I've got a few others here. We've got a little 17 Hornet here, which we'll need to make one specifically for that and the smaller cases. So I'm probably thinking along the lines of 17 up to say 204, 223, and then we go a bit bigger with your 308 size base cases like such. We've got a few. Let me see here. We've got a what's that one there? That one is a 243. And we've got a couple other really exotic cases in here. No, that's 243 as well. If I can find one, it's a where is it? There it is. It's a Lapua 6.5 by 284. So these are all, your sort of standard. They're all about the same sort of base size. You know, your 308s and your got a 308 from there. They're all the same sort of, same sort of base size actually. So all those cases work really well. They would feed really well on this system right now. Basically, it's the bigger cases we're worrying about that are not going to fit into the roller just yet, as you can see there. So that's something to update. And yeah, look, it's feeding. That's not turn it off. It's really loud. It's feeding. That's the main thing. I might slow this down just a little bit. If I slow that down a little bit, we might get a bit more constant feed, and it might just be a bit nicer on the cases. It'll be a bit quieter as well. And yeah, I think that'll be the go. So we are still a little bit of a way off. It's taken me a lot longer than I wanted to get this completed, but we'll just have to see how it pans out. Working full time in a family makes things a bit difficult to get them done, but we will get there. I mean, I'm desperate to get this machine going. I've got a whole bunch of 204 cases up there that all need annealing pretty much. I've already shot some of them 6 times, and they're splitting the necks. I've got about 5 or 6 split necks in there, so that's no good. Got some of my brother's cases, and yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff up here that a lot of them do need annealing. So the sooner I can get this up and running, the better. Also, I might be going to a gun show in Adelaide. I think it's on the 14th or 15th on that weekend anyway, in March. So we'll see. That's not a definite yet, but hopefully we can have it all finished and sorted out by that stage. I'm also considering at some point maybe changing the dial out for a digital display that actually displays the timer, so you can actually push your button in exactly how many seconds you want of flame time, and it will do so. It will actually sit it in the flame for that period of time before it spits the case out. That might be a bit more of an accurate way to do it, rather than calibrating it every single time you want to use it to a set of cases. At the moment, what you'll do is you put that Temple product inside. This will be like a test case. Spin it around to the flame. You'll have the dial set to a certain dial point, and basically see when the product melts. If it doesn't melt within the time frame and the case gets ejected, then you creep it up a little bit and then run another case, and basically keep going until you actually get one that's annealed effectively with the melted product inside. Once that's the case, then you leave it, set all your cases up and go. So that's how that'll work. If I have the digital display, you'll be able to actually keep records of your time. So you know 308 cases take 1.4 seconds, 416 cases take 3.8 seconds, 3006 takes 2 seconds. It could be anything. All depending on how hot your flame is, what sort of gas you'll be using. I'm looking to just use basic MAP gas and butane, LPG, anything you can use, but you'll have to calibrate it to your fuel and your burner. So yeah, look, we'll see. I wouldn't mind doing that, but maybe that's for later. Maybe I'll just get the thing running first and actually working before I start going down that road. Speaking of upgrades and things like that, I've also already started having a look at a induction heating system for this. So it'll actually have a very different setup. It won't have the rollers, of course. I'm going to have to somehow turn the cases from horizontal to vertical, so they drop into an annealing coil, and then get dropped back down out of the annealing coil once it's actually timed out. But that's a whole other project. So that'll be an extension of this one, or an alternate model to this one. We'll see. Just seeing as you can't get these things in here in Australia, it's just a killer. Now, I do have some pricing on these, but I'm not happy with it. The pricing is absolutely far too much, I think, for what people want to pay for this machine. It starts to push it outside of being worth it, and it's almost worthwhile just buying more brass. So I've got a few different sources giving me extra quotes on manufacture of the housing casings, supply of the internals from a few different companies. Looking to get a couple of accounts organised so we can get some wholesale pricing going on, and hopefully keep it under the US price. That's probably my biggest thing. I want to keep them under what they're paying over there, even though they're manufacturing there. It's expensive to manufacture here, I tell you. But we'll see what we can do. Hopefully it'll all pan out, and we'll all have this annealing machine that'll work. So sorry it's taking so long. Thank you for your patience hanging in there with me. I'll get this done as soon as it's humanly possible, because I can't shoot any more of those cases until this machine's done. And I think I've only got about 4 rounds. Oh, geez, 4 rounds? Don't even know anymore. Look. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I've only got 6 rounds of 204 left. So yeah, I don't really want to shoot anymore, because I'll ruin all the cases. So yeah, so the sooner the better. All right, I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks a lot for your patience, and hang around. It is coming. It's definitely coming. All right, catch you later.